Hello ladies and gentlemen, as I try not to get killed, crossing the street. Hopefully everybody is enjoying a nice solar eclipse day. As you can see, in Maine here, it is a beautiful day. Difficult to believe that we just had 14.5 inches of snow just a few days ago. Almost all gone now. Excuse me. So today, right now, as I'm walking, it is about 61, 62 degrees. I'm wearing just a long sleeve shirt with a t-shirt underneath. Today I'm going to do about 6 miles. Should take about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. So this solar eclipse is going to happen. It's not going to happen on this walk, but not too long afterwards. I could have done like a solar eclipse walk, but that's not really anything spectacular. As far as video equipment goes, it's just going to get darker out. I don't think it makes for exciting TV, let's put it that way. But after I'm home, I'll check it out like everybody else will. I am in Maine, so I will be affected by that. Been reading a lot of stuff on the internet. Things about planet alignment. And how people still fall for crazy things. Give you an example. SpaceX launched a really large rocket, and in Southern California, people were freaking out at the spectacle, like the world was ending or something. No, it was just the trails from a rocket. No big mystical thing going on. But it looked pretty impressive up in the sky, I will say that. But the lighting was just right, and it was twilight. And people freaked out over it. But anyway, solar eclipse is supposed to happen where I am at about 3:45 Eastern time. It will be not directly overhead, but close enough. If you follow the tracking of it, it'll go right over the state of Maine here. But it will be to the north of me. But as stated, I should still see something here. So we'll see what that is. I may not live long enough to see another one like this, so that's just realistically speaking. I mean, yes, we do get solar eclipses, but a lot of times they're partial, things like that. This is going to be more like right overhead and pretty dramatic, I guess. So I figure it's safe to go for my walk today. Planet alignment isn't going to destroy the planet with earthquakes. At least I hope not. If it does, at least I'll be outdoors and not inside with it. So anyway, this is going to be a nice day for a walk. I'm sure I'm going to get pretty hot and sweaty and warm, because my body is not used to anything over 50 degrees yet. So today is going to feel like 80 probably. It's getting warm right now. Anyways, doing something a little different today. I'm going to be walking for a walk that you have not seen yet. Pretty much most of my walk I'll have a breakdown lane like this, so it should be all right. And if I do get too hot, I can take off this long sleeve. It is a nice day for walking though. Gentle breeze. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. That snow is just melting away, running down the street. Now today feels like spring is here, finally. Thankfully. Basically, I'll be walking 3 miles up this way and then 3 miles back. So I was just listening to a pretty cool album I have by Alice in Chains called Jar of Flies. It's an EP. Absolutely brilliant record. I can see why it's quadruple platinum. Came out in 1994. Same year Pulp Fiction came out. Yep, it's been that long already. 40 years. Can you imagine? $30 years. 30 years. I don't want to add, I don't want to make everybody 10 years older than they are. My apologies. 30 years ago. Still a long time. I'm going to be 56 in July. I'll get up on the sidewalk here. There's the gas pumps we've seen on past walks with the Weed Mart. At the Weed Mart. So I do have the backup camera today on my chest with a clip-on thing in the neck of my shirt. So it'll look like a police body cam, more or less. And it's kind of a steady place to put it in the middle of my chest because my chest isn't going up and down and back and forth while I'm walking. It's one of those parts of your body that doesn't too much. So I just want to see how it comes out. And I still have the camera on my head. So last time we went up this way, or one of the times, with that nice neighborhood. So we're gonna walk up this way, which you haven't seen yet. So this is all new to you from this point on. Hope you find that enjoyable. If you find such things enjoyable. So this solar eclipse thing, I've been hearing all kinds of stuff on the internet. I've been hearing about the world ending today. I've been hearing about this is the sign Jesus is coming back. Which, to be honest with you, I would love that tremendously. But I don't think it is. If he did, I would be very happy. And other people were talking about the rapture. Hi, how are you?
Not bad.
Beautiful day.
It is.
That, my friends, was somebody that was selling Eclipse glasses out of their car. For $5 each. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a welder's mask that has the lenses in the welder's mask. How do you like me now? I am going to have to watch out for dogs on this walk, because the last time I walked up this way, I think I saw about 8 of them. And I hope they're all tethered. Dogs don't like strangers walking in their neighborhood. Which is okay, because I don't either. another one. I told you. Hi, it's okay. It's okay. Well, it looks like a mailbox got taken out by the snowplows. Got a fire hydrant across the street, painted like a Dalmatian fire dog. Has a little puppy face on the front. Isn't that cute? So this walk right here isn't, this isn't a very hilly walk. But I have walked this at night before, and I didn't find that enjoyable. Because if you look, the street lights up ahead are very, very sparse. So for walks like this at night, I wear reflective sneakers, which have been very good. So I just reached a mile in 17.5 minutes. Usually my first mile is my slowest. So I'm doing good time today so far. I'm not overheating, should be all right. It's only 62 degrees. I don't expect to overheat. I'm gonna have to come up here though, because I don't have breakdown lane. The ground is just solid enough to walk on where it's not muddy in most spots. So that's good. Right here though is a little soft, but I will have my breakdown lane up ahead. There's actually one here, but the paint's all worn off, and as you can see, people drive over onto where the breakdown lane was. So this is a new route for y'all. Well, we had a really good time shooting Saturday, actually Sunday. Felt like Saturday, because we usually go shooting on Saturday. But we had the AR-10, shoots 308. We also had the Mini 14s in 223. Mine is chambered in 5.56, which is the same thing. And my younger brother's is 5.56 also, which shoots 223. The older ones are 223. That's what they're chambered for. But you can shoot 5.56. And they do withstand the pressures, because the pressure differential isn't so great, the difference. So My older brother's is a 1985, 1986, according to the serial numbers. And it was in stainless steel. And unfortunately, I could not use the video we shot. Because it featured license plates. And this day and age with electronics, anybody can go find anybody's home address with that information if they pay a fee. So don't feel like coming home to an empty house. So with that, I tried to find ways to obscure the license plate. YouTube's video studio used to have a blur tool that worked great. They no longer offer that. They don't offer video editing. So you just upload it, and after you've already done your editing. Probably saves them a lot of bandwidth, I'm sure of that. Because, you know, what people do is they'll upload a file size that's raw, which can be 5 or 6 times bigger than what you're going to end up uploading. So I'm going to try to find some software that I can do something with a blur tool that will work. I just want to blur it out, that's all. I don't want to put a picture over it. I don't want to put, you know, a smiley face over it and things like that. Might have to get in the habit of covering the license plate while shooting video, just to negate that altogether. Probably the easiest way. So $15. We got $15.50 a pound for lobster. You can sit out here and eat lobster in a hermetically sealed booth, it looks like. Probably a leftover from COVID that nobody uses anymore. But I do have to tell you, a lot of places in Maine where you get a good lobster roll, it's worth the money, because they are big giant pieces of fresh lobster. And the ocean's about 20 miles from here towards Bath, Brunswick, which is not where the fishing goes on, but the point being is lobster don't have to travel far to get to your plate. And that's something I see on the internet a lot. Boy, you live in Maine, you must eat lobster all the time. It must be cheap. It must... No, it's not. It's not cheap. $15.50 a pound is not cheap for anything. Now over here it says trail closed. Not really sure where that trail goes. It's where the power lines go. And they might actually mean like for ATVs and snowmobiles. Even though it doesn't say it, it's probably implied. So I am wearing a body cam today, along with this camera on my head. How cool is that? I'm all digitized. So we got people sitting out here at the Gardens Auto Mart. Somebody out there selling vehicles, or they're taking a break while they're buying one, I'm not sure. Got a car wash over here, which at night has a whole bunch of kind of like disco lights going off inside there. I don't know if you're supposed to have dance and have a party while washing your car. Why not, right? So I had purchased a bunch of cheat foods because I binged a little bit. I had some nacho cheese, a bag of nacho cheese tortilla chips, and also had a bag of barbecue chips, potato chips. So that's one of the reasons why I'm walking 6 miles today, to punish myself for cheating. And that's okay. The only time things like that are really a problem is if you change your diet to incorporate those long term, then you will gain weight from it. But just once or twice, cheating on a bag of chips every few months, not a big deal. You can see some pretty nice homes out this way, older homes. They've been around for a long, long time. This used to be a dirt road. Late 1700s, when it was part of Massachusetts. This used to be part of the colonies. Horse and buggy. When you got snowed in, you were snowed in till spring, pretty much. If you want to amuse yourself, take some time on the internet and look up places in New England and how they used to remove snow in the 1800s. I've seen everything from 30 to 40 man crews using shovels, to all kinds of weird inventions. They seem to work, they just seemed a little cumbersome. like loading up. Now we got this person over here with their vehicle. They got lawn chairs. They're looking up at the sky. So people are waiting for the eclipse. Taking pictures. So we do have eclipse watchers out here. I've also seen some people online talking about the rapture. The rapture, just a short summary, is basically when God has had enough of what people are doing and there's evil and people have turned away from God. He will call up the faithful all at one time. Everybody will just disappear with their piles of clothes left on wherever. Like right now, if it happened, I'd just have a poof of my clothes left and I'd be gone from this forsaken hellhole called Earth. So some people are thinking that the solar eclipse is going to be the second coming of Christ. Of course, nobody really knows. I'm just saying it would be pretty awesome if it was. I don't have an issue with that. I'm also not afraid of that. Beam me up, Scotty. If you're a believer in Christ and pray, and ask for forgiveness for your sins and transgressions, and give your heart to the Lord in Jesus Christ, you should be just okie dokie. So there's a lot of crazy things going on right now, man. I've been watching Brazil. You have this eccentric Supreme Court justice in Brazil who has been orchestrating their censorship on the internet and every place else, making sure that it's lawful to charge people with hate crimes. So I just hit 2 miles in 34 minutes, according to the woman in my app. So this guy has been unlawfully, I might add, but since he is a Supreme Court judge and he's the one with the most power, I guess, he is suppressing free speech, threatening to arrest Twitter personnel in Brazil, for example, which is known as X now. So X has announced that they are closing their offices in Brazil. So the people of Brazil are not going to have free speech. But he also said they're not going to comply with Brazil and their dystopian demands, and basically said that they're being run by a dictatorship, which they are. And Lula is the president of Brazil, who replaced Bolsonaro. Bolsonaro was known as Trump of the tropics. He gave everybody's firearms back and their freedom and liberties. And now they're trying to lock him up too, and his family. They're passing hate speech laws, and this stuff is all evil, okay? That's why I'm mentioning it. These people are inherently evil. Godless, atheist, godless heathens, that's what they are. So anyway, these poor people, I'm pretty sure Bolsonaro won re-election and they cheated. And they brought Lula, a convicted, okay? Convicted and sent to prison for corruption. He was already corrupt, tried and convicted of it. And judges found loopholes to release him, and he ran for president, and voila, he won. Shocker. So that was established. Lula is also a socialist, borderline communist. He's a team player. Apparently he's personable, which means that he speaks well. That's all that means. He's a good talker. So anyway, he's now the president of Brazil, and Brazil is turning the way that Venezuela did. I'm sure whatever election they have coming up is going to be false, fake, just to let people think they have democracy, but they won't. That's what they did in Venezuela. And now we see what happens in Venezuela. We got citizens eating out of garbage trucks because they're starving to death. And they want to do that in America and everywhere else. I think Canadians are finally starting to wake up. People in the UK are starting to wake up. So that's a really good sign. So we cannot let that happen here. We're not going to let that happen here because we have the Constitution and they can't seem to get around it the way they want to. They have to do crazy. They have to do crazy over-the-top things and have the media try to excuse that it's okay, and the people aren't buying it. They were just bragging about Joe Biden's fundraising. He went with Clinton and Obama, raised a record amount. Yeah, well, Trump just had a fundraiser too, and he broke that record. He just raised more money than any presidential candidate ever did at a single event. He just raised $50 million in a day. The people are speaking. So they are desperately going to try to keep Trump from the presidency in the White House. I'm pretty sure with all the AI technology they have, they're going to release some kind of video that the FBI and CIA is going to say was true of Trump raping a kid at Epstein Island or something. Because that's about the only thing that would get people to not vote for him. But it's going to be a lie, because that would have come out already. Everybody knows that. So, after January 6th, if there was anything like that, it would have been released. That's all I'm saying. So, there you have it. They don't play fair, folks. And like I've always said, if you have to cheat, that means you're not winning. If you have to stack the deck to win a poker game, then you're not good at playing poker. That is just a basic fact. If everything was so wonderful for them, they wouldn't have to cheat. And they do cheat. So, a couple of swing states have passed election laws with ballot boxes and things like that, and mail-in ballots. It's going to be more difficult for them to cheat this time, but they will still cheat. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is going to add hundreds of thousands of fake votes. So, current election laws in Pennsylvania make it virtually impossible to do a state recount. You can only go by counties. And some Democrats like to scoff at Philadelphia being dishonest, but they actually were charged before and found guilty of election fraud in the city of Philadelphia many years ago. You can look that up. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Ooh, I can smell the pine trees. The pine trees are waking up. That is a good smell. Buy those air fresheners for your car that smells like pine. Well, that's what it smells like. That's actually pretty accurate. So anyways, at the 3 mile mark, I'll turn around, walk back on the other side. I don't feel so bad walking with my back to the traffic if the whole way was as wide as this. There's actually less room on the other side. So I'll play that by ear. But I will be back in time to watch the solar eclipse, or the beginning of the apocalypse. Supposedly there are planets aligned for the first time in a very long time, and the last time it happened there was a lot of earthquakes, many larger than what they should be in places where they usually don't have them. So we'll see if planets aligned alter the gravitational anything for anyone. This is all stuff alongside the road. Buckets. Things that probably got plowed by the snow plows. Or something. So welcome to an almost daily walking vlog, walking with Beau. I'm not going to quite be in Sabatis, but we'll be close. I also don't wear jewelry when I walk, like rings, because when you get your heart rate up, your blood is pumping harder than it usually does, and your fingers get bigger. So rings feel tight until after you've gone for your walk and your heart rate goes back down. Then the swelling in your fingers goes down. It's not even like swollen fingers, it's just, it's bigger than they should be, and with ring sizes it's noticeable. Same thing with the wrist. Well, not so bad with the wrist. I walk with a Apple Watch. It gets a little tighter, but it's not like, oh my god, I'm swelling. It's nothing like that. It's just natural, normal from increased blood flow. So we'll see what GPS says 3 miles is. Let's see where we're at right now. 46 minutes. 2.7 says 2.71. .71 miles now, which multiplied by 2 because I got to walk back the same distance I walked this way. So we'll wait till we get to 3 miles, and then I'll feel good about the bag of chips I ate. You know, when you're watching calories and things like that, but making sure you still eat well, it's pretty good because you eat a lot more better food. There's so much calories in food today, it's unbelievable. It's way more than anyone needs. And you know, if you want to do yourself a test, this is interesting. I actually did this. And it's all information available on the internet, where you could Google something simple like Quaker oatmeal, strawberry oatmeal. Just look up strawberry oatmeal, Quaker, and look up the ingredients for the one released in the United States, and then look up the ingredients for the one released in Europe. And they're all basically the same in Europe. France, Germany, whatever. It's distributed through all the countries. Or in the UK. Might be different in the UK, but what you can do is check this stuff yourself. Look them up. And you will see a difference. You'll see in the United States that it is artificially flavored strawberry bits that have had things done to them. And in Europe, it's pretty much just dehydrated strawberries with no chemicals or anything added to them. They're more like the strawberry oatmeal we used to have when we were kids, that lacks government control of the FDA, is allowing this subpar food to be manufactured, which saves corporations money, which is the whole thing, okay? So they get these politicians to pass legislation to make it less tough on companies so they don't have to spend as much money and they can make more profits. I don't know about you, I'd rather pay a few pennies more for some real oatmeal than synthesized garbage. So, but it's really interesting because you can do that with almost any product and you will be really surprised at the differences. So in Europe, foods like that I would eat. But here, I just won't eat it here. It's garbage. It's awful. Now we're at 2.92. According to Google Maps, it says the hardware store up the street is 3.3 miles. And I'm at 2.92. So that might be about accurate. I will turn back after 3 miles though. If that dog don't eat me. I don't want to get ate by no dog. So I gotta change the battery in my chest. Not my chest, but my chest cam. And I'll also change, well, I won't change the battery in the GoPro yet. I got the GoPro on my head and I have the digital Acaso fisheye lens body cam type camera on my chest. As we get a package of condoms used. All right, I just hit 3 miles as we come up to this foundation here, which used to have a house on it. Don't know if they're going to build another house or if they're going to have a pool. Who knows? But I am going to cross the street and I'm going to change my body cam battery right now. There we go. Changing it now, boss. Ooh, that's one thing that always amazes me, is how hot these batteries get. All right. Got the body cam camera changed. Now we're gonna head back. We've got 3 miles in the books. Now over here, looks like we got a trail. I think that's private property though. It's tagged with an orange flag. So I don't know. There's a tree across it. So I don't know how much wind we're gonna have. Breeze actually feels good right now because I'm sweaty. Solar panel on the light pole. Or whatever that digital box is there. It's like some kind of sensor or something up there. I don't know what the hell that is. Maybe it counts cars. Or people. I might have just been counted. DMD Racing. There's some stuff to race with in there. Dirt bikes. Something. Don't know what they got in there. Have no clue. So we'll head back to the ranch. We shall wait for the solar eclipse. As we walk past the Black Tie Cannabis Shop. Get your weed here. Get your red hot weed here. Open for business. Bring a lighter. Bring your own bong. Bong. self-storage thing across the street. Self-storage means you rent one of those boxes, you unlock it, go inside it, lock the door, and then don't come out again. Self-storage. Okay. Motorcycles are definitely out today. Kind of funny, I remember being in college and being in class. First nice spring day like today, literally 80% of the class didn't show up. It was pretty funny. I guess I was the only one dumb enough to show up. Ooh, look at all this melting runoff on the side of the road. Now, towards the end of this week, we are going to have, I'm going to have 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of rain. That's an early prediction, but that'll change, I'm sure. Pretty much is guaranteed we are going to get some rain though, so that'll take care of the rest of the snow. And Maine traditionally in April has rain. It's the old saying, April showers bring May flowers. So, I took a walk last time wearing my Apple Watch because I wanted to check my beats per minute while walking and what it should be for my age group. And I'm doing fine. So my average beats per minute walking, which did include a couple of hills, which elevate it pretty good. It said my highest was 149 beats per minute, which I think that's a false reading because it was for about a second, then it went away, according to my stats. I averaged about 112, which that 149 for a brief second didn't help. It's usually about 93 to 98 beats per minute while I'm walking. Going up a steep hill, when my heart's really pounding, it's about 125, which is my normal. So 125 beats per minute, your heart's really, you can feel it pumping, beating in your chest. So when it was at 149, according to my watch, that was not going on. It also gave me a reading of, I said this on my previous walk, of 44, which is very low, and that was also for a brief second. So that was nonsense. So I'll go back and have a couple of cans of fizz, sugar-free soft drink, and wait for the Eclipse. Maybe have some trail mix, some peanuts and raisins and dates. It is a beautiful day for a walk today, no doubt about that. Can't wait to get to that Mount Appetite Park in Auburn. That's gonna be fun. We are at 3.75 miles. I did 5.6 miles yesterday. Actually, day before yesterday. I walked in the rain. Yesterday was range day. My sleep schedule got altered a little bit. I just didn't feel like walking yesterday evening. So say goodbye to the snow, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for it to go. Whole backyard there is all chopped up mud. It's mud season. It's like somebody went mudding. Now this curve right here in the winter time, and you can see the water in the road. In the winter time, the water runs across the road like that because the crown isn't high enough from the other side, and it freezes at night. So you come around that corner, and if you're not familiar with it, you could feel your car start to slide. Might be about the time, well, actually it'll be a little while, but pretty soon the battery in the GoPro is going to have to be changed. Fraternal Order of Eagles. nutrition store. Four miles in an hour and 8 minutes. There's the solar eclipse watchers, waiting for the solar eclipse. With the sun up there. Oh man, it's nice today. little breezy, but it's not too bad. Sure you can hear that. Feels nice, actually. So I guess my main gripe against wind is when it's cold wind. Warm wind ain't so bad. Somebody's sitting out there on the picnic table up back there, probably waiting for the eclipse. I am going to watch the eclipse. I'm going to watch it through a welding mask, like I had mentioned earlier. Gotta make it back to the ranch first. I walk past the crazy car wash. Oh, you can see the lights in there. Just at nighttime, that's all lit up. Light emitting diodes. LEDs. All right. A couple years ago, 6 miles was a tough walk. Now, not so much. Even with a bad back. I can hear the electricity in that big transformer box there. Electrical station. Danger, high voltage. Stay the hell out of there. This used to be where the Lewiston Drive-In used to be. We have this Country Lane Homes now, mobile home park. Used to be a drive-in. Seen a couple of movies here when I was a kid. One of them was one that starred that guy that was John Boy on the Waltons. Battle Beyond the Stars, I believe it was called. Also saw Star Wars here as a rerun. Part of a double feature with something else that I don't remember. It might have been that movie, actually. I think Battle Beyond the Stars came out in 1982 or 83 or something. Might be wrong on that. Couple of drive-ins left in Maine. One is the Saco drive-in. Still a big lot with the things you hang on the windows. I guess they do pretty well every year when they open, for nostalgia's sake. And they also have kind of one that's kind of a retro one. It's not as big. Somewhere else. And that one is a pretty much just projecting DVDs or Blu-rays, you know, that kind of thing. They're not supposed to do that for money without permission, so I'm sure they've gotten permission and they turn over the appropriate proceeds. They probably sell beverages and things like that. Get a permit to do that from the local township. I don't even remember what that other one is, but it is smaller. Looks like a homemade screen. Made well. Looks like it's made well. So here we get some more downed pines. Pine branches and stuff. From the storm we had. From that wicked storm, came and wreaked havoc with Maine. This neighborhood's got plenty of religious people in it. In fact, the hardware store that we go to sometimes to buy ammunition is Christian owned, and the store logo for it has a crucifix in it. So I just hit an hour and 24 minutes for 5 miles, which was actually a pretty good time. Another mile to go. I expect the battery to come out of the GoPro anytime now. I don't think it's going to make it. I used to get an hour and 40 minutes. Generally speaking, it's an hour and 20. So I expect this to be given out any minute now. Probably should just change it, to be honest with you, instead of wondering about it. I think I'll do that right now. Be back in a momento. All right, away we go. Thank you everybody for being patient. We are in mile number 5 of this glorious walk on this beautiful day. We got the hydrant. It looks like a puppy dog. Isn't that adorable? I'm going to cut across the street here. Hopefully don't get eaten by this dog again. Get the wider breakdown lane over here so I don't have to worry so much about getting Stephen King. I caught the dog napping. I almost got by before the dog woke up. Almost. Almost only counts in grenades, horseshoes, and pit bulls. It looked like an older pit bull too. He looked like he was kind of annoyed I was there, but he wasn't very enthused about it. I ruined his nap. Or her nap. I don't want to misgender to the dog. Probably go to jail for that too these days. What a clown show. Now we got this guy still out here hawking his Eclipse glasses out of his car. It's not going to be going by here until about 3:45. It's 3:18. Hello again. Well, I could be crazy, but it's starting to look like it's getting a little dimmer. This is supposed to be a 20 to 30 minute kind of variable. So the solar eclipse is starting to happen right now. Peak darkest is going to be in about 25 minutes. So I'll get back to the house just in time probably. It's definitely getting dimmer. So it is beginning. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Let me get back to the house. Now, what they did say is that once the sun is covered, you can look at it with your naked human eyes. So that's what I'm waiting for. So I guess this is going to be my eclipse walk, my solar eclipse walk. That woman was just looking up at it with her glasses. It is getting dimmer. I might not have time to get to my welding helmet. I thought I had more time. But like I said, when the sun is covered up, you can look up and look at it and it won't hurt your eyeballs. And we're also not having a partial eclipse, we're having a full solar eclipse. That's what it looks like. People are pulling over. They got to see the eclipse.
Glasses?
Oh yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, that guy just gave me some, he gave me some eclipse glasses. I guess I'll put them on. Let's see what the hell's going on up in the heavens. Oh, there we go. Now, all you're seeing at home is bright sunshine. But right now, the sun looks like a little crescent. Well, I am watching that right now. Live on my walk, ladies and gentlemen. So you are enjoying the eclipse with Beau. Now watching with my glasses. Now what we're going to see is if that actually works. If it does, you can see the eclipse. I hope you can see that, folks. Don't know if you can see it. I'm putting the glasses back on my face. I'm looking up at it right now. That's pretty cool. Just a little sliver of the sun behind the moon. Now we're going to find out if we get the peak full blast of it or not. How dark is it going to get? How dark are we out here? It's pretty dim. Yeah, so that guy was cool. He was selling those glasses up the road and realized the eclipse is going to be happening right now. So there's really no point in selling any more of them. Wow, look at that. I'm going to walk this way a little bit. I'm almost where I'm going anyway, so it's okay. I'm wearing my ball cap, so I have the sun protected. This looks, right now, when this is filming, it should look just like if you're wearing sunglasses. That's what it looks like in person, where the sun is blocked out. I'm coming over here to drier ground, looking up at it. The sliver is getting smaller. It's getting a little darker. How cool is this, folks? I'm sure you can't see doodly at home except the bright sun on the screen, but take my word for it, it's pretty cool. I'll try to get this shot again. Well, we'll see if this works. I hope it does. I really do, because that would be really cool. Hopefully that's working and you can see, folks. I hope so. Try it on this one too. Oh, look at that. It's almost completely covering the sun except for a little sliver. I'm getting munched by mosquitoes over here. The mosquitoes are awake. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that really cool? I'm sure everybody is going to see a lot of video of it. I'm out on my walk and this is the best I can do. Try to put this up here again. There we go. We'll see what that does. Hopefully this shows up for you, I really do. Because that is pretty cool. I'll tilt my head up, make sure we get a shot. I got my eyes closed so I don't look at the sun. It is hard to look at. Well, I hope that showed something. Wow, that's pretty awesome. That's just a tiny little sliver right now. You see people have their headlights on in the middle of the afternoon. See that up the road? People have their headlights on. It's like it's not dark, but it's getting close. I'm watching this right now. We got a little sliver of sun left. Historic moment right here. It's going to be a long time before we get a good one like this in Maine, so I'm enjoying it. Wasn't that nice that somebody gave me some glasses? How you doing? Just a little sliver left. The sliver was on the top part of it. Now it's on the left-hand side. It's gotten a little thinner. Trying to figure out which direction the moon is moving, or the way the Earth is rotating from it, I should say, or to it. I am not an expert in such things, but I am watching the eclipse. It is pretty dark. Now that sliver is turning around to be on the bottom side of it. I don't know how that happens. Wow, that is pretty cool. I'm gonna try to get a shot again. I can kind of like egg this together with editing. See if we can get a shot of that. I hope you're seeing that. I hope you are seeing that. We have a little bit. Now that sliver of sun's going around the bottom of it, which is unusual, I think. That brief second that I was looking at the sun there, I got little green dots. Now they're going away. I got my glasses back on. That is pretty cool. I have to say that's something I've never seen in my lifetime, an eclipse that well defined. We've had partial ones before. We've had lunar eclipses, but this is a solar eclipse. See the time right now. Time right now is 3:33 p.m. I think the peak time for it up north was supposed to be 3:45. So we are in that window. Now we're getting the sliver of the sun on the bottom part underneath the moon. So I'll try to get another shot. I'll look up at it with the camera with my eyes closed so I don't go blind. We'll get a nice camera shot, I hope. Now we got that sliver underneath the moon. Pretty cool stuff. Now, if we were about 200 miles north, it's probably very dark in the middle of the day. Now, right now, that bottom sliver of the sun is right underneath the moon, so I think it's just about in the middle. So we're getting just a little bit of sunlight around it. It's at 3:38. It's supposed to be 3:40 to 3:45 is the peak. So we're just about there. Northern Maine, it's probably dark. I have a little bit more of an angle to get that. So that's just about peak right there. So I'm going to head on down the road a little. Hope you're enjoying that. I thought it was cool anyways. It's going to start getting brighter shortly, I believe. It's darker than what it might look like on here, I think. Depends on what the auto ISO settings are. So this right here is about peak eclipse. I don't know what that's filming or not. It is a fisheye lens with the Eclipse glasses placed over the lens. I really do hope this works. So I think this is about the peak of the eclipse we're going to have. Well, looks like it's starting to get a little lighter. So I'm going to continue on where I was going. All right, well, the peak part of the eclipse is gone. Bottom bottom part underneath the moon is starting to get bigger. It's getting a little brighter out. So it's okay. It's all right. The dogs are going barky. All right, so we saw the peak part of the Eclipse moon. The Eclipse sun. So that's my solar eclipse report from my 6-mile walk. Hope you enjoyed it, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta admit, that was pretty cool. And now we got the bottom part of the sun sticking out from underneath the moon as the moon is passing by. Now it's going to start getting brighter, which it is. So I guess that'll be about all for that. It's already starting to get sunnier out. So that was nice of that person to give me some solar eclipse glasses. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. So we'll stop and take a look. Oh yeah, now we got a lot more of the sun sticking out underneath. So I think it's safe to assume the solar eclipse is pretty much past. Pretty much. Hope you enjoyed walking with Beau today on Solar Eclipse Monday. I think that was a fun experience to share, even though when I play this back you're probably not going to see squat, so I'll do some editing for time, which is all right. Try to get a couple of good shots that I did get, I think I got, by placing the glasses over the lens of the GoPro. Starting to get brighter now. Get back to the house, to the ranch. I'll uncoil, have some trail mix and some fizzy soft drink, sugar-free of course. So anyway, with that I think I will sign off. Thank you very much for walking with me. I hope you enjoyed the solar eclipse. It was pretty cool, I have to admit. I wasn't too interested in actually watching it, and that person handed me those glasses out of the blue. They pulled over just to give them to me, like, which I thought was really cool. So, have a nice day, everyone. Thank you very much for walking with me. And click like and subscribe. Share the gun videos online. And stay safe and stay happy, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, folks.